Hey, good morning, Hopwood kiddos. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday and you're staying warm out there. It's pretty cold out here this chilly Sunday, but we're doing just fine here, and I hope you're doing just fine there too. Today's the first Sunday of Lent, as you all know. This past Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, so we're in the first Sunday of Lent leading up to Easter. And we got some exciting things planned out for y'all, so just stay tuned for those things. But as for today's lesson, we'll just get right on in. So today's lesson comes from Mark, chapter 1, 9 through 15. Okay? And this is a story you may have heard before, right? Because you've probably heard of what's happening in this story. It's a B word, and it rhymes with baptism. If you guessed baptism, then you would be correct, right? So we all know that baptism is what we Christians do when we want to profess our faith in Jesus Christ publicly, right? It's a big, huge deal, right? Because we're giving our lives over to Christ, and this is an outward expression of that, right? Is when we get baptized, we go into the water. Well, believe it or not, Jesus did this, right? And you probably already knew that. You're like, Colby, I know that story. I know that story of how Jesus gets baptized. But I want us to go ahead and look at it again really quick. Have any of you ever got the "that's my boy" or "that's my girl" from your parents? This usually comes at a time when they're very proud of what you've been doing, or very proud of something you've just done. It could be at a sports event, it could be when you've done really good at a test, it could be when you've done something they've asked you to, or just something that makes them happy, that makes them joyful, that makes them proud. Well, in this story, right, Jesus gets that from God. He gets a "that's my boy" because Jesus goes and he is baptized by John the Baptist, whom we've talked about many times. And the Bible tells us as soon as he was coming up out of the water, the heavens opened and the Holy Spirit descended on him like a dove. And there was this loud voice from heaven that Jesus could hear. And it said, "This is my Son, the beloved, in whom I am very pleased." This is basically God saying, "That's my boy. This is my boy. I am very, very proud of him and the things that he will do." That's very, very important, kids. We've talked about many times about how he's just not some regular human. He was also God. He was also God's Son. And that's infinitely important to us, right? Because later on, we're going to celebrate Easter. And it means far more for Jesus to die than for anyone else on this planet. And we'll talk a lot about that when we get closer to then. Alright, kiddos. Stay tuned. Can't wait to see y'all on the Zoom later today. See y'all.